Okay, I'm going to call the meeting to order. Please rise for Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I get a moment of silence, please. Okay, I want to thank everybody who's here, who's watching or will be watching. I'm going to do roll call now. I'm starting today. I, Commissioner Doug Smith.
Here.
Commissioner Mike Stephen.
Here.
Mr. Jeff Culberson.
Here.
And Vicky's out, right? Commissioner Cos? Okay. I thought she was on vacation. Okay, just a reminder, too, if you've got phones on, make sure you got them on silent, please. Public comment? Anybody in the audience? Is there Jerry Newberry? Anybody? Okay, we'll move on. Mark? Administrative business, I'm sorry.
I had one thing, though, first for public comment. So it's a letter that was wrote in, and I think you guys all got copies of it. So I just want to read that aloud for the public comment section. This is from Dennis Higgins at 34113 199th Street. These pictures show the 199th Street north of Hildebrandt Road. 199th Street from Millwood Road has a little or no maintenance from Millwood Road north for 5/8 of a mile. There are 11 families living on this road, 199th Street, and I am paying $4,000 a year for taxes. The county needs to start spending more on the North County. We are getting almost nothing for our property taxes. Take a short drive and see what we get. So, more to his point, this is a map that shows all the gravel roads that the county has paved in the last 20 years. Do you notice anything funny about that map? There are none in the north end, hardly, and all in the south end of the county. So, I just want to point out and make this public announcement that we now have a consensus on the board. I guess I'm asking, do we have a consensus on the board that the very next groups of gravel roads that we pave are going to be all in the north end of the county?
Well, Jeff, I've always agreed that the north end, in my opinion, should be on the next list. It should definitely see. It's obvious what's doing there. I know we got a lot of growth down south, but the north end, in my opinion, has been, I wouldn't say forgotten, but there's probably been some other issues, but I think we really need to take a real hard look at the north part of the county. That's just my comments.
My comment would be that we are getting ready to do County Road 30, and I'm committed to seeing County Road 30 completed all the way up.
Yeah,
so,
and that'll be huge. That'll be a connector on the west side of the county, connecting the north to the south. And
that's a direct benefit to the northern part of the county.
Yep.
So I want to see that done. I'm sorry that we had to back it up a year. And I got a lot of comments from that when I was out talking to people.
Yeah, and it's funding, and I understand funding is not available right now. So what I'm asking is, as soon as the next batch of funding is available, that we concentrate on the north end of the county.
Stay on top of the best.
Yeah.
I would certainly want us to put high priority on getting County Road 30 completed, and then if we do phases, but at this point we're not in a position to do phases,
right.
But yes,
but as soon as
I think the northern part of the county should get its share. And then I also think there should be some gap fillers. We have so many places where they paved up to just this far, but they could have gone a half mile and connected it.
Finish
I think that's
through route. Yeah, that too.
So,
okay.
Doug, do you have any comments on that?
No, I thought we would agree that the next road that did get paved would be in the northern part of the county. Not a whole phase, but the next road that did. And then also, Mr. Culberson, he has some county routes up there that are also eligible for any matching funds from KDOT, especially the one there just east in County Road 16.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Doug, I think that's a conversation we had. Totally agree with you. Okay, Jeff, you have anything else?
Nope, that's all I have. Thank you.
Before I go on,
Okay.
good morning.
Good morning. We had a very successful election yesterday. Some record turnout for primary elections. 4 years ago at this same time, we had a 36% turnout. Overall, we have had a 47% turnout, but with several of our precincts reaching 55, 56, 57% turnout.
Excellent.
Really have to commend my election workers. They worked hard. They worked really, really hard. Our voters were very patient. A lot of them waited in line for an hour, you know. The thing I think I noticed most about how these votes came in is the last few years we have been running close to 50% of our turnout has been through advance. And that was not the way it was for this election. Our turnout occurred on Election Day. And I think that that pretty well stood true throughout the entire state of Kansas. And so our election workers really, really did a fantastic job. I want to commend our sheriff's office and our city police officers, because they took the time through their day to check in on all of our polling sites and make sure everything was, you know, really kosher. So I'd like to say thank you to them, and then of course my office staff.
Absolutely.
Went above and beyond, and so I just think a little public recognition is nice, because it takes an entire team, a lot of folks, to put together this election. But the reason I'm here today is we are required, as we have been required through the last elections, to do an audit on precincts. The Secretary of State's office supplies us with the races. We'll do a state, we'll do a national, a state, a county, and a constitutional amendment. We can do these within 2 precincts in the county. So we know that we are required to do an audit of one of the precincts that our 5th District County Commission candidates were in. So, you know, Jeff, if you come down, if it's all right if Jeff picks, sure. I've got the precincts, townships that Mike Stephen and Brad Knoll were in. Mm-hmm. So it looks like we will audit Tonganoxie North. Okay?
Which is the biggest precinct.
Well,
there you go.
Random.
Sorry.
So in this precinct, we will do our county commission candidates, plus we will do one other race. But I do not know what that race is, because the Secretary of State's office has not given us those. So, either one of the mics want to come down and pick another precinct, because we do have to audit 2 precincts. All very random. The Secretary of State's office picks the races randomly, so... And we will do 1st Precinct, 7th Ward. So those are the 2 that we will do, and that will include all the advance voters that voted in that precinct, along with Election Day results. So we had about 485 provisionals. I don't think it's going to make a difference in any race, but, you know, it was just... successful day. So thank you.
Yeah, pass it on to everybody that's involved. As I know what kind of task this. One's out in Lansing where I voted, where they're always so polite and they're so well organized. So, and I know your staff starts to lead on this, so please share that with them.
Okay. Well, thank you. And
yeah.
We will have this audit on Friday morning at 10 o'clock.
In your office?
Well, we usually have one audit team up here.
Okay.
And one audit team in the conference room downstairs.
And those are open to the public?
They are open to the public. No one can comment, but anyone can come in and observe.
Okay. I just want to make a comment that dealing with your staff and dealing with your office has been a real pleasure, and you guys are totally professional, and it's very appreciated on the part of the candidates and the poll watchers. And we had a couple issues, and we brought them to the attention, and it was just taken care of like immediately. And it's just you do a really good job, Janet. Thank you.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you very much.
Mark, did you have anything else? Any other commissioner have anything before I move on past administrative? Not, we'll go to consent agenda. Is there any item that needs to be removed from the consent agenda? If not, I'll take a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we accept the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Aye. Commissioner Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Stephen?
Aye.
Mr. Culberson?
Aye.
All right, thank you. Next item is formal board action. Consider a motion to approve board order 2022-5 appointing Daniel Bompson.
Bompson.
I do it to everybody. I apologize, but welcome. As a county surveyor. Does anybody want to introduce him, Bill? Or?
Yeah, this is Dan Bompson. He's coming. Oh, sorry. So, just wanted to introduce Daniel Bompson. He is a dual licensed surveyor, and we're here in Kansas and Missouri, and we're excited to have him on board. And we'll be doing some onboarding and trying to get everything up to speed, updated with our GPS and some of our software packages, and looking forward to a lot of good projects.
We're pleased to have you. We've been that vacant so long time, so I don't know what Bill said to you, Mark said to you to get you on board, but I appreciate you stepping up.
Yep.
Did you
Thank
know
you.
the last surveyor said that he could get all the work that needs to be done in 200 years, or hire 200 surveyors to get it done in 1 year? Just luck.
It takes us 200 years to hire 200 surveyors. So.
Jeff, let's not scare him off yet. We just got him on.
Enough to do that out
We
there.
typically have a speech from the surveyor when they first come on, so.
We're going to take a vote now. Okay, can I get a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we appoint Daniel Bompson as the county surveyor.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Vote aye. Commissioner Smith?
Mr. Chairman,
Hold it.
could you reference that you were also approving Board Order 2022-5?
So moved.
Okay, we can get the second on that. I vote aye. Commissioner Smith?
Aye.
Commissioner Stephen?
Aye.
Commissioner Culberson?
Aye.
Welcome. Welcome. Consider a motion to approve and authorize the chairman to sign 3 notifications of grant approvals for the Council on Aging Older Americans Act, ARPA, grant applications in 2021 and 2022. Good morning.
Good morning. As you mentioned, I'm here requesting approval for these notifications of grant approvals. These come from the Wyandotte Leavenworth County Area Agency on Aging, and they outline the county match, the manner in which the funds are to be expended. Typically, these come every year. However, due to some staffing fluctuations at the Wyandotte office, where I'm asking for approval for 2021. Those funds have already been expended, and then the 2022 Older Americans and ARPA funds that we are budgeted and are currently expending.
Staffing fluctuations. I'm going to start using that.
That's
It's the kindest way.
That's a kind way to say it. Commissioners, any comments? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we authorize the chairman to sign 3 notification of grant approvals for Council on Aging's Older Americans Act and ARPA grant applications in 21 and 22.
second.
Motion and a second. Any more discussion? Start the roll call. Aye. Commissioner Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Stephen?
Aye.
Commissioner Culberson?
Aye.
All right. Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Made it easy for you, Connie.
Thanks, Connie.
Consider a motion to approve Resolution 2022-18 authorizing rezoning of certain tract of real property, repealing 2 resolutions designated as 2019-25 and relating this resolution back to the date of 2nd of October 2019. Go
Mr.
ahead.
Chairman, if I could, the purpose of this resolution is to clear up, I'll call it a technical issue that arose out of the issuance of a special use permit for a planned unit development referenced as Joy Meadows. In 2019, for some reason, two resolutions captioned 2019-25, both purporting to approve a planned unit development for Joy Meadow and a rezoning, were approved, signed, stamped, and put in the records of the county. The two are not completely compatible, and to clear this matter up, I'm asking that the board consider adopting Resolution 2022-18, which would repeal both versions of 2019-25 and replace it with this resolution, and this resolution would relate back to 2019.
It's basically just, David, just cleaning up.
And I have to state the version that I prepared for you contains an error. It should, in the caption, refer to repealing the two resolutions rather than the singular that's in there. So, mea culpa, but this clears the matter up as best can be done.
Okay. I have a question.
Go ahead, Mike.
Does this new cleaned up language still require that the hard surfacing be all the way through to 166th?
The requirements that were contained in 2019-25, both versions have been incorporated into this resolution.
Okay, because I know that was one of the questions that I've had people asking.
Commissioner, one of the things I had to be careful with was that this cleanup resolution could not contain new provisions or remove old conditions. So we tried to make this as true to the intent of the board at the time.
Okay, so no changes.
Okay. Any comments? Anyone want to give me a motion on this?
Is that your district, Mike? Is that your district?
Yeah, you want me to do?
Yeah,
I can do
go
it.
ahead, Mike.
I'm just letting you do all the motions today.
I'll do it.
Consider a motion to approve Resolution 2022-16, a text amendment. Am I getting the? Is that the right?
You're down too far.
Yeah. Let's see. This is the
22. Approve Resolution 2022-18.
The 18. Okay. Sorry about that. Consider a motion to approve Resolution 2022-18, authorizing a rezoning of certain tract of real property, repealing two resolutions designated as 2019-25 and related to this resolution back to the date of 2nd of October 2019.
Second. Motion second. Any discussion? I'll start roll call. Aye.
Well, one discussion.
Wait a second.
How did this happen?
Well, Commissioner, some things are just best left unexplained.
Okay. I guess we'll just leave it at that.
And sometimes things just get wrong.
That means we don't know.
Yeah, we don't. Well, we're correcting it. Okay,
Commissioner, actually, what occurred was on the 2nd of October 2019, the board approved a resolution for a planned unit development. The hard copy version that was presented to you contained an error. So staff detected that and submitted to you another version of Resolution 2019-25 at some later date, and it was not completely compatible with the previous resolution, and that resolution was signed at some undetermined date and put in the book, but the other one was not repealed or removed.
So openness and transparency, occasionally we make mistakes.
Well, occasionally is a very kind word.
I'll start roll call. Aye. Commissioner Smith? Commissioner Smith?
Aye.
Commissioner Stephen?
Aye.
Commissioner Culberson?
Aye.
It passes. Thank you. Consider a motion to approve Resolution 2022-16, a text amendment to the 2006 Leavenworth County Zoning and Subdivision Regulations, Articles 3, 19, and 57. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. I have before you a request for Resolution 22-16. This is an amendment to our zoning and subdivision regulations. This incorporates the wind energy regulations. We've had a couple of work sessions on these over the last several months. The regulations that were submitted are in line with the conversations that we had during those work sessions. The Planning Commission recommended to approve it. Staff obviously supports it. I can go through this line by line if you would like, or
Good questions.
answer any questions.
Since we've done that. Go ahead, Mike.
What's the largest height that it's allowed on this?
It is
It's in there.
definitely in here.
Yeah, I saw
I
it.
don't want to say the wrong number.
I think I underlined it.
At the lowest point of the rotator blade shall be a minimum of 50 feet above the ground level. So that is, and then the maximum height permitted shall be 50 feet as measured from the hub height. So there's two, the hub height is 50 feet, and then there's also a clearance requirement.
Tower height is 200 feet, isn't it?
Yeah, the commercial, yeah, it's 200 feet is measured from the total tower height, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, I looked under the non,
Yeah.
the
I'm
private
just
ones.
looking at the commercial.
I'm sorry,
that's
yes,
all right.
commercial.
Yeah.
Commercial wind energy.
It's about the fourth page back, Mike.
So I was taking it that we had certain limitations on the type of large.
Yes, and that's quite a limitation.
So I know we've been through several renditions of this,
Yeah.
but my main point is we don't want to have large generators, and this pretty well does that.
Correct. So again, we have the non-commercial, which limits it to 50 feet. That would be like a private, and then the commercial is at 200 feet. And for a commercial wind tower, 200 feet is on definitely the smaller side of those, certainly.
Okay. That was what we did address in the work
Right.
sessions, and because we don't want to open ourselves up to what's happening in western Kansas.
Hey, Doug, I know you in the past you've had questions on this. You got any concerns on this? Hey, Doug, are you still with us?
Oh, yeah, I'm still with you. No, I don't have any questions.
Okay,
Like I said, I visited a wind farm there last year.
okay. Jeff, do you have anything? Okay, I'll entertain a motion. We might.
Yeah, okay. I move that we approve Resolution 2022-16, a text amendment to the 2006 Leavenworth County Zoning and Subdivision Regulations, Articles 3, 19, and 57.
Second.
Motion is second. Any more discussion? If not, I'll start the roll call. Aye. Commissioner Smith?
Aye.
Commissioner Stephen?
Aye.
Commissioner Culberson?
Aye.
Okay. Got that one behind us. All righty. Consider a motion to approve Resolution 2022-17, a special use permit for Premier Lawn Services.
Commissioners, this is a request for a special use permit for Premier Lawn Services. The applicant is requesting to operate a lawn care service on Honey Creek Road. There's currently not a home on the property. There is a small accessory structure. The applicants were operating without a special use permit. I will say that as soon as we sent them a letter stating that they needed to comply with the zoning and subdivision regulations, they did contact us and they began the process of getting a special use permit. At the public hearing, there were concerns about traffic and business operations in that neighborhood. The Planning Commission did recommend approval for 1 year, as the applicants had stated that they were in the process of attempting to secure a commercial location, I believe in the city of Tonganoxie. The applicants are here and can answer any questions if you may have any. So again, the Planning Commission voted 6-0, and that's for approval of 1 year at this current location.
Yeah, I couldn't see this more than a year if that's the direction I go. David or Mark, didn't we have something like this come up a few months back, and this commission voted it down?
Commissioners, we did have a special use permit come up for another landscaping, fencing type business in the county. They too were operating illegally without a permit at the time. And the board at that time did vote no to grant that SUP.
Okay, this one's for 1 year, though?
1 year.
No exception.
If the board approves the resolution with 1 year, then
That's
1 year it is.
what I'm saying out loud. I want to hear the comments back. Jeff, you got any comments on this?
Nope.
Mike?
What is the intent of you say the owners here?
Yes, they're here.
Is their intent to move their business to another location?
Yeah.
That is my
So
understanding.
is that-
Yes.
You guys, could you come up here and help yourself with a couple questions? If you would, introduce yourself, please.
My name is Eric Janesco.
Hi, Eric.
Bobby Holmes.
Hi, Bobby.
So to answer the question, we've got an accepted offer on a location there at the business park adjoining Urban Hess in Tonganoxie. It's Highland Ridge Business Park.
Okay.
It's a slow process to put up a building, so that's why we requested a temporary special use permit. And we're in the process. We got financing and everything. It's just a waiting game at this point. So
that was my only concern. My only concern. That's fine.
That answers my question.
When I see a company, there's like 6 lawnmowers and 2 or 3 trucks parked out there on this land. It's not.
Yeah.
We don't have chemicals and mulch bays and all kinds of stuff. So.
Yeah. I understand that, but sometimes we've seen how things grow without us being aware of it. We're dealing with it. So with the new comprehensive plan and all the zoning regulations we've tried to put in place, we should try to stay the same way down the thing. And it looks to me you guys are following that, so I have no problem with that. Mike, do you have anything else there?
No, I mean, it makes perfect sense to me.
Doug, do you have any comments?
I did go visit that area, and it looks like that business does take the bulk of the traffic on that road. The houses on the north side definitely do have a dust complaint, but it does for 1 year, and that's kind of what these SUPs are designed for, to grow the business and get it into the industrial park.
Yeah, I agree. If it wasn't for a year, I'd have a tough time with it, General, to be honest with you, just me personally. Jeff, do you have anything else on this one?
No, I just wanted to, when I looked at this, I was thinking the nature of this business doesn't create a whole lot of traffic in and out, does it?
once in the morning, once in the evening.
Just your workers, right? But there's not customers constantly coming to that site, right? That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Okay. Any more? Any comments? Mike, is this down there?
I was wondering, this is Commissioner Smith.
Go ahead.
Smith. I was wondering if they were working with LCDC or Port Authority on this, moving this business to the industrial park.
So initially we were. We did apply to get into the Urban Hess development. They tabled the discussion, being that we don't fit light industrial necessarily. We don't fit right into that plan. So we kind of took the more expensive route and went ahead and went with one of the private cell lands at the adjoining one, the Highland Ridge development that directly adjoins Urban Hess.
Did they recommend that to you, or did you find that on your own?
The private one, we found that on our own.
Okay. Anything else, Doug?
No, sir.
Thank you. All right. There's no other comments. I'll take a motion on this, folks. Mike, is it down your area?
Well, okay. This is Jeff's job. But consider a motion to approve Resolution 2022-17, special use permit for Premier Lawn Service.
Second.
Motion is second. Any more discussion?
Well, just one point of discussion, because I did read these letters, and I understand the concerns
Yeah,
of folks that live out there.
Me too.
But they're making every effort to make it work and to get to a different location. So we've done this in the past. We have several businesses we put on to a time frame, and it seems perfectly reasonable.
Sounds like it's meeting. Yeah. Okay. Did I have a motion second already?
Yes.
Okay. Long day, guys. Vote aye. Commissioner Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Stephen?
Aye.
Mr. Culberson?
Aye.
All right, gentlemen. Thanks for coming out.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Okay. Any presentations? I don't think there's anything else out here. Mark, do you have anything?
No, sir.
David?
No.
Okay. Commissioners? Starting with me, I have nothing. Commissioner Smith?
No, I just think that the senior day at the fair was a big success. I was down there for a little bit on Friday. Big turnout.
Going Elvis Day?
Was Elvis there?
Was Elvis there that day?
I think Elvis was there.
I think it was that day.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it was Elvis Day. They had over 200, I think 250 people, give or take,
Yeah,
attend.
250 Elvises.
Yeah. Well, they were all Elvis fans. That's what
That's pretty cool. Anything else, Doug?
No, sir.
Okay. Mike?
No. I guess I will say one thing. I just appreciate the support of the community, and I will do my best to represent them.
Thank you, Mike. Commissioner Culberson?
No other than I just wanted to recap that the consensus of the board is as soon as funds are available, we start paving gravel roads in the north end of the county.
I've always been on board with that, Jeff.
That's all I
Not
got.
necessarily to the exclusion of the rest of the county, though.
No, but I think they need to be bumped up on that list, and I think they are already. I think they got the marching orders on that. If there's nothing else, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Aye. Commissioner Smith?
Aye.
Commissioner Stephen?
Aye.
Commissioner Culberson? Aye. Thank you. We are adjourned.